How's it going, all you guys and girls in the Illumination? Time to jump aboard the Loom train. It's me, it's JJD, JJ Double J, the Illuminator here. The sweet one. Almost forgot. Also known by almost countless other aliases and nicknames, but we won't get into that right now. I wanted to talk about when I was a kid. My mother would always make supper, for the most part, probably every day of the month except one. When I was young, we would have supper inside. We would have supper inside. We have supper at home, rather. In the summer sometimes, you know, my father would grill and stuff. But we would eat at home probably almost every day of the month. Once in a while, we would go out for Chinese food or pizza or something like that. But I think gone are the days where most younger people are having the majority of their meals home cooked. And I apologize for the way the sun is right now. I suppose I could move. We'll see if it gets worse. Nowadays, so many parents claim they don't have time. I think more and more kids are eating junk food, like Chinese food, on a more regular basis. Chinese fast food, you know, American Chinese food rather, you know, pizza, McDonald's, you know, all this other stuff. That's okay once in a while, but I think we're losing as a people, as a society. I think we are losing the ability to eat good home-cooked, wholesome food. You know, the old meat and potatoes type thing that we had back in the day. I mean, my mother cooked all my father's favorites, and as a kid, you know, if you were hungry, you ate. If you weren't hungry, you didn't eat, and that was it. That's the food that was there. You know, they show these commercials now for Kraft macaroni and cheese where, you know, the little girl will say, you know, that's fine. You know, you're not leaving this table. The mother says, you're not leaving this table until you finish. That's just fine. I'll sleep here. You know, if I would have ever said that to my parents, I would have had such a backhand printed on the side of my face, which because of society today, you can't even discipline kids. But let me tell you, that little girl, that's what she needed in that commercial. To say, this is what we're eating, or we're going to give you some junk food instead, some macaroni and cheese, because the kids rule the families nowadays. Don't get me started on that, really, since I'm already started on it. But if you didn't eat the food on the table, you went to bed hungry. And that's just the way it was. And in my opinion, that's the way it should still be in most families. It's understandable how, you know, some kids don't like certain things, but, you know, if kids know they can cry and get their way and end up eating, you know, a hamburger because of it on spaghetti night, well, then there's a problem with this family. And that's my opinion on that. But, you know, my mother didn't cook for me. She cooked for my father. She cooked my father's favorites. You know, we had like the old saying, Prince Spaghetti Day. Like, once a week we had spaghetti. We had things like fried chicken and mashed potatoes and corn. You know, we had things like soup, and we had pork chops, and you name it, stuff like that. We always had different meals at home. Maybe that's why now as an adult, I am the type of person that I could eat anything. Of course, my size, yeah, I know I could eat anything. But I mean, I don't have to be in the mood for something. Someone could say, hey, let's go out for pizza. Yeah, okay. Or you know what, we'll just stay home and make tacos. Okay. We'll go out for tacos. Okay. You know, I'm not so fussy when it comes to food because I was never the one that picked anyway. If you were hungry, you ate what was on the table. And I still think that's a pretty healthy way of looking at it. Especially knowing kids the way I know kids nowadays. And I love kids, don't get me wrong. I love kids. But I don't think kids should be running a family. I think that's the parents' job. But we're losing that as a society. We're losing that strong family value that we used to have. Values that we used to have. So I don't know. What do you think? Put your comments below. I'm off to the races. I love you all. Stay safe. This is the Illuminator. And I'll be back.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.